What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Um, Subscriber dot trying. You see the thumbnail. So, 20 years of dating, part two. It said, would you, you should make a part two. So I'm gonna focus this one on class and time in particular. There's a channel. Shout out to Sergeant Willie Pete, because I was thinking about this and I saw the same channel he did. It's like Black People Talk or something like that. There's a young lady on there, and she was talking about how she wouldn't date a guy who had his stuff together because, it made her feel some type of way. So she would date people who weren't really in a good position. So using that as a reference for class, through my years of dating, I've seen that happen numerous times. Like, ladies that go straight from Pookie and Ray Ray to what they want to be a baller. But the guy in the middle, the guy that's just consistent, got his stuff together, smart, responsible, even if he's good looking and attractive, she's not really trying to feel that guy because, he's hard working. So he has a work ethic. So he's doing stuff day in, day out. He's always on it. Like, she wants to kick it really, and he's on his grind. So what you're seeing is, you date a guy with potential, and you date a who's really not, which means he didn't really do anything yet. But you date a guy who's realized his potential, but the guy who's growing and building himself up to be realized potential, or he's just grinding and growing, brick by brick, you don't like him. Plus, he's a middle class guy. You like lower class and upper class, but middle class not so much. That's what I've learned. Because middle class is boring. When you lower class, you still have the dream. You know what I'm saying? The dream that I could possibly make it. And the girl could say, I was down from the beginning. He could make it. And the guy on the top, on the upper class, he's made it. So I can get with him because he's a winner. The guy in the middle, it's like, did he give up? This is what it's gonna be for life. And ironically, a lot of times when they don't make it with the lower guy and they don't make it with the upper guy, then they realize that middle living is pretty good, because even the upper guys kind of hang out with the people in the middle. That's who they don't hang out with, the lower people. They hang out with the middle people. So now you have that whole dynamic where somebody wasn't good enough then, but now they're good enough now, which creates a whole nother bad situation. Because, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm in the middle class, they all on me, because the upper class didn't want them. And the lower class, they got tired of doing the struggle love, Tyler Perry story thing. So then we take this a step further. And got to put in there, like, the time thing. When I was younger, people say, oh, you 25, you young, you just a baby. Oh, you 30, you still young. You 35, you real young. You 40, you pretty young. You still got time. Now I'm 42. And I still hear from time, you just young. And maybe because I'm hella handsome. I know. That was egotistical. I don't care. But here's the thing. You run across people who keep thinking that they have time, and people don't realize everybody doesn't age gracefully, but everybody in their mind, you see yourself as you were in your peak, in your prime. You don't see how far you've fallen off because you got time. I still look good. I still look good. I still look good until you don't realize how bad you look. So what I've learned with the time aspect is you waste a lot of time thinking you got time, and then it's over. You're out of it, and you make desperate decisions and desperate moves. And this is how people, quote unquote, capitalize on these situations, because as a guy, that's how the dating changes as you get older. Because what if you are in the middle and you stay relatively attractive, and now people's preferences change? Then not just their preferences change, but also their standards. The things that they wanted previously, they don't want anymore. Maybe they've grown, maybe they've evolved, maybe they realize, I'm asking too much, or I don't necessarily need this. I just wanted it, and now I realize it's not that important. These things are more important, type of thing happens. And now, but at the same time, you realize, man, the cream of the crop rose to the top. And now a lot of the people in the middle became the cream of the crop, because a lot of people at the top, they had a short run. They had a short run, they fell off, now they're in the middle. The people on the bottom, they had a long run at the bottom, or a short run at the bottom, and now they're in the middle. Or you got, but the people in the middle are like, hey, I moved on to a different demographic. Because what you don't realize with class and time is, there are people who recognize why it's good to be with the people in the middle, because it's more peace and less drama. And then you see people who, they've been a lot of drama and no peace, and then they get worn out and they want somebody who's peaceful, and it's too late. And even the people that they looked over when they want to double back and be with, they're long gone. Or if they're not long gone, it's like, they don't want me no more. So you'll see this happen over and over and over and over and over again. So when it comes to class and time, it's a different story. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.